What's up, guys? Hope you're doing good. Back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Nietzsche part 3. And today I'm going to be talking about one of the best chapters, I think one of the most underrated chapters that stuck out to me. So chapter's called On Passing By. Nietzsche says, "This doctrine, however, I give you, full as a parting present, where one can no longer love, there one should pass by." Oof. So in this chapter, Nietzsche encounters a fool in a great city, a quote-unquote fool. This fool has been known to have a lot of thoughts and a lot of words that Nietzsche himself has said. However, when Nietzsche encounters him, he's nauseated. He's sickened by him. This fool here, he's in this great city and he's pointing out all the flaws, all the terrible things that have happened, all the depravity, all the sins, and all the terrible things that are happening to it, all the godless things. He says, so the fool is saying, "Don't you smell the slaughterhouses and the ovens of the spirit even now? Does not this town steam with the fumes of slaughtered spirit? They hound each other and know not where. They overheat each other and know not why. They tinkle with their tin. They jingle with their gold. They are cold and seek warmth from brandy. They are heated and seek coolness from frozen spirits. They are all diseased, sick with public opinions." The fool is complaining, and he's pointing out all these negative things, all these terrible things that are happening in this great city. Finally, Nietzsche says, "You sicken me. You nauseate me." He's disgusted by this person who's complaining. He says, "Stop at last," cries Zarathustra. "Your speech and your manner have long nauseated me. Why did you live near the swamp so long until you yourself have become a frog and a toad? Does not putrid, spumy swamp blood flow through your own veins now that you have learned to croak and revile thus? Why have you not gone into the woods or to plow the soil? Does not the sea abound in green islands? I despise your despising, and if you warned me, why did you not warn yourself?" Zarathustra is just as sickened by the despiser. He's saying, when you roll the pegs, you get filthy. You've been next to the swamp, you started croaking, you yourself started to sound like a frog. You yourself are grunting like a pig. He's saying all these bad things, yes, it's true. Things on Twitter, things going on in the political world, things with friends, family, all these things, people are complaining. But why are we staying? Pass on by, he says. Get away from there. You're letting it get infected into you. I have to tell myself this too. Okay? Zarathustra says, "They call you my ape, you foaming fool, but I call you my grunting swine. With your grunting you spoil for me my praise of folly." What was it that first made you grunt? That nobody flattered you sufficiently? You sat down to this filth so as to have reason to grunt much. He said you chose to stay. You chose to stay because you wanted a reason to complain. You actually like to complain. He's nauseous, and that's why Zarathustra is nauseous. He's sickened. To have reason for much revenge, he just wanted to get revenge. He wanted to sit there and be able to call out people and say, "Look at this, look." But Zarathustra is sickened by him. "For all your foaming is revenge, you vain fool, and vanity and revenge. But your fool's words injure me, even where you are right. And even if Zarathustra's words were 1,000 times right, still you would always do wrong with my words." He's saying, you're complaining, you're pointing out all these flaws. You might be right. He may be right of all these things that are going on, but he's doing wrong with the words. He's using the wrongs for the wrong intention, to complain, to get filthy, to get sickened himself. And guys, we all know this. There's a lot of content, YouTube, social media, Twitter, X, just people, things that are hating, things that are negative aura, things that are complaining. Be careful becoming a swine and a grunt and a frog yourself, he says. Pass on by. Pass on by. "This doctrine, however, I give you, fool, as a parting present. Where one can no longer love, there one should pass by." Thus Zarathustra spoke, and he passed by the fool in the great city. Woe unto this great city, and I wish I already saw the pillar of fire in which it will be burned. For such pillars of fire must precede the great noon. But this has its own time and its own destiny. He says, pass on by. He says, obviously, all things that are terrible in the end result in their own end. And from a rebirth can only follow death, right? When something sick, a dying tree is sick, it dies, and then something new and better can grow, new and healthy. He's saying, pass by, guys. So that's the end of the video, guys. I have to think about myself too, in work and relationships, friends, having that temptation to get complaining and become just as despicable as the things we're complaining about. So that's the end of the video, guys. I'll stop there. Hope you guys are all doing well. Peace, love, pass on by. Peace out.